We're going to play you about a minute and a half clip here, and just listen even to the tone with which Joy Behar uses as she introduces Jedidiah.
Okay, Jed. So let's discuss. Yeah. Let's address the elephant in the room, because you were supposed to join. You were supposed to join us in the studios weeks ago, but you couldn't because ABC has a very strict policy. You can't get into this building unless you're fully vaccinated. Everybody in this room knows that and is vaccinated. But you made a conscious decision not to get the vaccine. Now, the CDC says a person is 10 times less likely to be hospitalized from COVID and 11 times less likely to die if they've gotten the vaccine. Okay, so why didn't you get it?
I have a medical exemption to the vaccine that's been written by my infectious disease vaccinated specialist in New York City that's been co-signed by 3 other doctors. I'm not a candidate for this vaccine. I also have sky-high, multi-tiered, multifaceted natural immunity, very, very high, that has also been proven, it has been shown, and it is substantiated by letters from these doctors. So for me, personally, this vaccine poses a greater risk than a benefit. I'm also not a risk to any of you. I know there's been a lot of debate about that, but I have these doctors who've gone on record with that as well. So my point about all of this is that I am not anti-vax. What I really want is for people to make these decisions for themselves. I want every one of you to sit with your family members, to sit with your trusted doctors, and to say, what is the best decision for me? However, I do oppose mandates. I oppose them on the fact that let's look at the science. This is a vaccine that was created to prevent severity of disease and to prevent hospitalizations. Now, we can have a whole debate on that in itself, but the vaccine does not prevent you from getting COVID and does not prevent you from transmitting COVID.
Oh, my goodness.
Reality,
no,
and we have
that's
seen that.
Not so. Come on. No, you've been at Fox TV too long.
Joy, you don't have to listen to me on that. You don't have to listen to me. You can listen to the director of the CDC. You can look at the CDC's website. That is why masks were reinstated for people who were vaccinated, because they said, and they admitted, they came out and said, for this Delta variant, transmission is going to be a thing for vaccinated and unvaccinated people. So I am prioritizing my health, and people talk about the common good.
Over the health and safety
You're not going to have a common good if you're not prioritizing your own health.
Man, there is so much good there. And Jedidiah, if you're watching, I just want to say you are an absolute all-star. You just leveled up into the game. You were part of the machine, and now you're fighting the machine. That's exactly what we need. I want to go over a couple of the bullet points of the things that she says as Joy is completely dismissing her. She says that she has a medical exemption, so she's not a candidate, and she's worked this through with her doctors. She has sky-high natural immunity. She says she has a letter to prove it. She says she's not a risk to them because of this natural immunity, and she says she's not anti-vax, right? She's anti-mandate. She then says that everyone should make a decision for themselves. If you go back into that part, that's the part that it sounded like Whoopi burped. And then she says that this is where it really got good. She says the vaccine does not prevent people from getting COVID or transmitting COVID. We all know this to be true right now, right? Like Jen Psaki had COVID 2 weeks ago. She was obviously vaccinated. And then she said, once you have the vaccine, you can still transmit it. Well, we know that is true as well. That's where they started groaning, and Joy said, oh, you've been hanging out with those Fox News people too much in the audience, a bunch of SEALs. Like, it's these people are just ridiculous. And then at the end there, you don't care about people, in effect, is what the other one, that's Sunny Hostin, what she was saying, you have to care about people more. It's like, if the vaccine works, then you'd let her on the set and she has natural immunity and you'd all be sitting there and there would be no risk. They all know it. They're just lying. They're just lying.